Hey, I'm Honor Janetsky from Awakened Motherhood, where we teach moms how to break free from anxiety and overwhelm and awaken to joy. Welcome to the channel. If you are a mom of a high needs child or more than one, a kid who is kind of an out of the box kid, then you're going to like this week's broadcast. Today, I'm going to outline for you 4 different things that moms of happy, thriving, out of the box kids are doing that you can do too. Stay tuned. We're going to start with step 1. The first thing that these moms are doing, and I'm actually going to start with what they're not doing. What they're not doing is they're not seeing their child as a problem that needs to be fixed. This is a mistake that I see parents making over and over again, where they look at this child who they don't know how to support so that the child feels like enough and feels happy and is thriving. If a child is struggling, often a parent makes a mistake of looking at that kiddo as a problem that needs to be fixed, or as the big needs as a problem that needs to be fixed. And the reason why this is so damaging is because what gets missed is this is a child who needs acceptance just like any other human being. So what a kid really needs is to know that they are enough and they are accepted by you exactly as they are. Easier said than done, right? If you have a high needs kid, then you know what I'm talking about. So actually, it's not the child's needs that need to be fixed or their challenges that need fixing, because often these kids have a lot of complexities. They are often very sensitive. They're also very strong-willed. They're persistent. They are out of the box. They don't have sort of an average experience at school or an average experience at home with siblings. They pull more energy from you. They pull more attention from you. And what that can lead to is your own depletion of resources, your own frustration, eventually overwhelm for you if you're trying to support it all. So the first shift is, instead of thinking about their high needs as a problem that need to be fixed, think about the relationship between you and your child as a thing that needs help and support. The relationship between you, because ultimately when your child is struggling, the question is, how can I support them best to help them thrive? That's a more helpful question. It will inspire you to take new action, rather than how can I fix this kid, or the way that he's being, or the way that she's being that doesn't work for me or doesn't work for the family. This kid brings so much stress for the family. They suck the energy of the family. No matter how much I give, it's never enough. If you have a child like that, you may have fallen into a trap of thinking that they are a problem or the behaviors are a problem you need to fix. And I invite you to open up to bigger thinking. I invite you to think of something that you can actually have an impact on, which is the relationship, meaning the way you're parenting the kiddo is the thing to change. That's number 1. Number 2, a mistake I see parents making all the time, and I work with moms in Awakened Motherhood. A lot of people come in with this. There's a resistance to who your child is. Sometimes there is a feeling like, I wish it wasn't like this, or I shouldn't have had kids, or I'm not the right mom for this child. This child needs a different kind of mom. I'm too soft. I'm too gentle. I'm too sensitive. I'm not strong enough. I don't have enough energy for this kid. I hear those things a lot. And none of that is objectively true. This child came to you. This child is your child. On some plane, you chose to be with each other. This wasn't some horrible mistake in the cosmic realm. This child belongs to you. And so instead of fighting what is, or avoiding what is, or wishing it would be different, or phoning it in and shipping your kid off to someone else to handle, instead I invite you to shift that resistance into accepting what is right now, who your child really is, who they have the potential to become, and just accepting the reality of where they are, where he or she is, where they're struggling, where you're struggling with who they are, and how to support that will free up a lot of energy for creating something new. It will free up a lot of energy. And then, if you're ready for another step, the next step after accepting what is allowing everything to be exactly as it is right now. Not forever, but for a moment. Allow yourself to fully feel how it feels to be right here, right now, not knowing what to do, feeling overwhelmed, feeling resentful, all of the chain reaction of problems, resenting the partner, or feeling out of energy, feeling out of time, feeling the pinch of not knowing what to do, the doubt and uncertainty. Allow yourself to just take an honest look at where you are right now, where you're at. Because in accepting that and allowing that to be what it is, again, you're freeing up energy to actually make room for what you do want, for something to change, for something to be different. And we'll get there in a minute on the how. Okay, you with me? Those are the two big things I see most of the time. And now I'm going to name a third, which I also see quite a bit. People who reach out to me for help and to see if they might be a good candidate for what we do in Awaken Motherhood with helping moms eliminate overwhelm and up-level their relationships with their kids. And I often hear people describing from a place of exhaustion and overwhelm and feeling they're on the hamster wheel. Sometimes the way people are trying to fix what's not working with their kid is by avoiding upsetting the kids. So another thing not to do is believe that it's your job to make your kid happy. That may seem weird. That may sound strange to you, but it is a trap that parents fall into to think that it's their job to spare a kid from feeling hard things, or to keep a kid from getting upset because nobody really has the skill set to handle that. And so it seems like the only safe thing to do is to keep the kid from blowing up. So it's easier to just cave. It's easier to say no. And when the kid pushes back, just give in. Hand them the device or let them eat the sugar. You know, that's just all you can do in the moment to not lose yourself completely. That is survival mode. That is overwhelm. It is also a very temporary fix in one moment in time, that when you take all those moments of giving in and not holding a limit and a boundary and you add them all up, what you get is something that you really do not want for your future. It is a child who's bigger than you, who's out of control, who can physically hurt you or others, who is not knowing who she is, who is not knowing her greatness, who is having to fight for her own survival emotionally. And some of you may know it. You may have grown up with this dynamic. Instead of believing it's your job to keep your kid happy by giving in, by distracting them, by buying them things, by breaking all the rules to prevent them from getting upset, just take a moment and look in the mirror and ask yourself, why am I doing that? What you'll come to is, I don't know what else to do. I don't actually have the training, the skills, the modeling to be able to do it differently. Okay, that's a problem we can solve. That's not hopelessness. There's no reason to feel hopeless about that. That's a problem that we can solve. So you've identified a gap in your skills. You've identified a wobble in you in knowing how to command respect from your child. You've identified a big barrier, a big fear, perhaps, a lack of confidence. All those things can be solved with the right help and support, okay? And now we're going to go into the fourth thing. So the fourth thing that women, moms who are happy, who have happy, thriving, high needs kids are doing is they're never giving up. They don't give up. They just never give up. Things once felt so hard for so many of the women who I've worked with, the moms who I've helped. When we meet, there are often layer upon layer of problems in relationships, in their children's behaviors, in their own energy, in their own bandwidth to just do normal life. None of that means anything in terms of being able to like solve or not solve the problem. What all of this boils down to is you are not going to rest until you have resolved the problem, and you're not going to rest until you know that your child knows how fantastic they are, and that you know that you have taken all of the steps that you can possibly take to find a sense of peace within you about the mom you're being and about the kids that you are growing and creating and supporting. That kind of persistence, that kind of commitment to getting out of suffering, to cracking the code on stress in your relationship, to cracking the code on a kid who is overwhelming you. The commitment and persistence is the number one thing that makes the difference between a mom who gets to a place of peace and joy and feels in charge of her kids and a mom who does not. And I find that the thing that keeps people from reaching out is a fear that is usually irrational, that they'll be judged or that they can't actually learn what it takes because they've never felt that kind of ease or peace. And maybe if you've never felt a sense of being supported, it's hard to imagine fully being supported. If you've never felt calm or relaxed in your body, it can be difficult to imagine having true calm and relaxation in your body. However, these are things that with a proven system, for example, in Awakened Motherhood, we have a really proven system where we dial in how to teach people to get there, to get that response. And the main quality that people who are getting there, our most successful clients have, is that decisiveness that they are going to get out of suffering and they don't want to be there anymore. And that's for seeing a child suffer, and it's also for having your family feel hard, having your home feel like a place you don't even want to be and hang out. So the people we're helping are at a point already where they're feeling like, this isn't okay. It's not good enough for me. And so I need to take action and do something about it. And the key there is like, you've got to take the action to find the person or the system that is going to be able to solve your problem with you and for you and teach you what you need to know to stay out of trouble. And flowing your attention and energy toward problem equals more problem. Flowing your attention and energy towards solution creates solution. Does that make sense? Okay, so I want to say one more thing, which is the happiness that our clients have when they go from spiraling or spinning out to feeling like they're in charge of the way they feel, they're in charge of what's going on in their home, rather than feeling like a slave to everything, or rather than feeling like, they're just in the hamster wheel of doing without any enjoyment and laughter and ease, and being able to receive from their kids appreciation and love and connection. That piece is something that when you have it, if you were to learn to embody relaxation, it creates relaxation in your home. When our clients learn how to get comfortable in their skin, how to get out of anxiety, how to get off the hamster wheel of whatever creates overwhelm, and start creating fulfillment, satisfaction, enough. I'm enough. I do enough. guess what kids start to pick up? Those kids who are a bottomless pit. And if you have one, you know what I mean. It's never enough. No matter what you do, it's never enough. They're always hungry for more. They're always feeling empty, or they want to pull more from you. And your energy is spread so thin that you feel like a walking shell of yourself. The place on the other side of that is fulfillment, enjoying your kids, wanting to hang out, being able to sit down, being able to have them engaged and taking more responsibility for themselves. Your own fulfillment creates kids filling up. It offers them a template for how to feel satisfied, how to fill up and maintain that feeling of I'm okay, I am enough. And that's the beauty of opening to the inner work of ridding yourself of that high internal stress and exchanging that for a plan where you know how to create your own system of feeling good in your skin every day, because that means your children will have it available to them. It also means your partner has it available to him or herself. So there is a huge ripple effect when you follow these steps and you invest in solution instead of investing in problem. If you find when you take these steps and you slow down into acceptance and you slow down into allowing that there are fear barriers, I'm going to encourage you to reach out for help, because that's a piece that can be moved if you're ready to do that work. Again, you may think that your family is too much, off the hook. Your kids are off the hook, off the charts. Nobody can help them. You've been to this therapist and you've shipped your kid off to that kind of, DBT or CBT, and nothing worked. And a year of play therapy did nothing. And I hear it all the time. It's not structured enough. It's not directed toward outcomes enough. And what you're looking for is a plan, a proven system, a structure that gets people results. Then don't hesitate to reach out to me, and we'll see if I can help you. All right. So once again, I'm going to repeat the last shift, which is never give up. Moms who have kids who are thriving, they don't give up. They don't stop at the fear. They don't stop at the overwhelm. They decide that that is not the way they want to live their next 10 years, and it's not the legacy they want to leave to their kids. So take action to find whatever help you can in order to create the solutions instead of repeating more and more of the problem. Hey, thanks for tuning in to today's show. If you would like to subscribe, be sure to hit that button below. And if you want to book a clarity call with me, which you absolutely should do, then click my calendar link below or go to www.honorjanetsky.com/call to book your appointment now. See you next time.